Hello and welcome back to episode 6 of Bluebirds Flying. We're back today for the new season and we start the season against the League One champions. Welcome back to Cardiff City. If you're enjoying the content on the channel, please do leave a like down below. Comment what you think we can do this season. Subscribe if you are new here and don't want to miss the new videos. Coming out this weekend, we are going to have a little video that goes a bit in depth on my set pieces, which I mentioned I was going to do in the last episode. That is coming very soon. First thing we've got to do is have a look at what we've done in the transfer market for this new season. Now, we did struggle when it came to outgoings. However, we have managed to get some people out the door. Alex Smithers has left for $225,000 to Bournemouth. The main reason for him leaving is he's 32. He's as good as Dylan Phillips. Dylan Phillips is like 26, 27. And also, Smith's wages were one of the top in our team. If we've got somebody in the same team that's on much lower wages, why pay him more? Phillips himself is on $3,500 a week. Smith was on around that same 20 grand a week that he's on here at Bournemouth. So realistically, it just didn't make sense to keep him around. We also sold Jack Leahy, one of our youth players, but he just doesn't look like he's going to develop very much. James Collins has left to go to Preston, £100,000. Less about him, more that the people they've brought in, I think we've got adequate people who are better than him, so I was happy to let him go. Other than that, it's mainly just a few people out on loan. Incoming, however, we start off with Anselmo Garcia McNulty, who came in from Wolfsburg. He's on loan. However, we do have the option to buy 3.8 million, which means we're unlikely to be able to afford it. But it's nice to have the option there if, in theory, it comes up if we sell one of our other players, perhaps for a larger sum. Or maybe they'll bring their price down. But he's come in on loan for the year, and he looks a very good player for the level we're at the moment. 6'2" at the back. In the three at the back in particular, that's absolutely fine. Next, we have Matheus Cuderini, who has come in from INT. I know it's one of the Brazilian teams. For some reason, that's not loaded on the save. He's, again, coming on loan, and we don't have an option to buy at the moment, but I do believe we will be able to get him in. Target forward, 6'4". He's not an absolutely amazing player quite yet, but he's definitely got the potential to be that. And if we have a look at his pre-season, 3 goals in 4 games. I know it's pre-season, but he's looking very good early on. Then our first bit of money spent, Adam Lewis from Liverpool, only £50,000. And he looks really good for this level that we're at. I think he could even do a job for us a couple of years into the Premier League if we can get there soon. Obviously, that is the plan. He's come in to be a wing-back for us. He can play in centre mid if we need him to as well. We've got quite a few options should we want to change formation and things like that. Again, he's come in. He's had a good pre-season, and I'm hoping he's going to be a phenomenal option for us out on that left wing. The other option we've got out on the left wing that's new to this season, we've got Robbie Brady, who's come in. Again, he's very versatile, but we're going to be focusing on him as a left wing back. He's very good going forward, 30 years old, so he kind of bridges what we need him to while we bring a couple of the others through, such as Lewis and Bagan, who's, again, I think he's 2021. So Robbie Brady comes in. He's kind of a stopgap between Oviedo and Lewis. I don't know how much they're going to be playing each. It's going to depend on how they perform. But I think for this season, he can certainly come in and do a job. We've got him on a contract for another 2 years after the end of the season, which would take him to 33. I think that's absolutely fine. Next, we have a couple of right wing back options. So we have Alessio Castro Montes, who's come in. He's 25 years old. His marking is a little bit suspect, as is his tackling. But our plan is to mainly use him as a complete wing-back attack. So my logic behind this signing is his defensive work isn't massive. There's definitely going to be games where we're going to be the more attacking team, so we can bring him in and he'll have a bit more effect going forward for us. The other guy is Mikta Kravchenko. There we go. That was an actually decent pronunciation. Again, a right wing back who can play complete wing back attack. He's quite well rounded. He's got 18 determination, which is nice. Also a 25-year-old. And definitely a decent player at this level. Can't develop quite as much as perhaps we would hope, but then at 25, that's kind of expected. However, the other big thing that's happened recently that I didn't really talk about at the end of the last episode, we've had an incredible youth intake. As you can see, we've got 2 young fullbacks that have come through. So already we can look at them and think we can develop you guys into being hopefully starting players down the line. Darren Cutler's come in, already looks pretty good in central midfield. 20 determination, absolutely perfect. We've got Ryan Lack, who's come in as a striker. Again, there's a bit of work to be done. He's got 2 strength. That's quite funny. But nevertheless, the fitness, fantastic. Hopefully over the next few years, we can develop these guys and we'll start to see them break into the first team. In the under-23s, we've also got a couple with Joseph Keeping and a few of the guys out on loan here. Into the first team, as mentioned, you've got Joel Bagan, we've got Mark McGuinness, Colwill, and Tavo de Almeida, Eli King, Sam Bowen. All players who are very young, high potential, so hopefully we can develop them. Almeida is a bit annoyed at the minute because we wouldn't send him out on loan, but I selected the wrong option and didn't tell him that I wanted to give him time in the first team. So I'm hoping as we give him time in the first team, he'll get over the fact that we've not sent him out on loan. Eli King is probably going to be going out on loan to Stockport from the looks of it. But that works out well because they're both central midfielders. So really, we probably don't want both of them in the first team at the moment. Sending one of them out on loan and keeping one for the first team. Hopefully they'll both get a lot of development this year. And our lineup for the first game of the new season, we've got Phillips in goal, McGuinness, Flint and McNulty as the back 3. Kravchenko and Brady in the wing-back slots, Doyle, Ronaldo, Rowles in midfield, then Cadarini and Gale up front together. Doyle with a corner plays it short to Rowles, who then sends it to the far post. McNulty's there but heads it over the bar. As mentioned, going into this game, Charlton are the champions coming up from League One. So are, in theory, the best team that have come into the division from League One. You never know with teams that are getting promoted. However, first half, not a lot's been going on. We've not really created chances. They've not really created chances. It's just been a bit boring. Well, as we continue to struggle to create chances, we're going to tell them to start shooting on sight and make our first change, which is going to be Kravchenko coming off for Castro Montes just because he's picked up a knock early on in this second half. And now we're going to bring Almeida on for Rowles and Hugo coming on for Gale. A whole lot of nothing happening in this game at the moment, so we're going to start to go a little bit more direct again, get wider, and you know what, we'll go up to attacking. Well, that was a disappointing first game to start the new season. One highlight throughout 90 minutes, and not even a shot on target on a highlight. So after a very disappointing first game to the season with one highlight and nothing in terms of shots on target in highlights, we are going to aim to come back around the Stoke and Millwall game. Hopefully, by then, that'll line up with perhaps an EFL Cup 3rd or 4th round, assuming we get farther in it this year than we did last year. We've got Port Vale in the first round, so we should be into the second round at the very least. If you have enjoyed that, please do leave a like down below. Comment what you think we can achieve this season. Subscribe if you're enjoying the content, and thank you very much for watching.